Well, it's been a heck of a day at sea. Work's been a little rough. Water line's broke in the goat barn. Hunting trip's been canceled. And it's raining, which is hard on hay. But we bought ourselves one of these workbench kits and we're back in the Armory, trying to cheer things up and maybe having some success yet here in the middle of the week, trying to get some stuff done. This kit's supposed to hold 500 pounds of shelf, and you can build it to whatever dimension you want. So I want to make it basically 4 feet wide and 6 feet long. It's basically a bunch of plastic 2x4 holders and some screws. And then you build it out of 2x4s and you put a top on it. And I bought a heavyweight add-on shelf kit too. So you can buy all this at Menards. I'm pretty sure you can buy these online too. And you cut a 2x4 to the right length, and then you cut a bunch of them to match it so everything works. I learned that out at the beginning here. Cut both ends to where I want them so they're nice and flush and go in. And I made sure to find 2x4s that fit in the pockets really nicely. And again, cutting them to the length I wanted, which ended up being about 70 inches on the one way and like 44.5 on the other. And then the boxes give us the rest of the dimension. Then basically once I got to this point, I can start sliding the legs that you cut into place. And I cut some legs there, as you can see, 4 of them. It's very important that those legs slide in those plastic things or you will break those plastic things. So my son here is shoving them in, and they're going a little hard because I had to sand them to get them in better. And then they go in much better. So make sure you don't force them too much or you'll break it. It is plastic. My bride and I and my son, we got this thing screwed together pretty quickly. It did not take too long once all the pieces are cut. It almost took more time to kind of get the measurements and the pieces all cut first. And my goal with this is I want a rubberized top, just like I have in my other shop, so that you can set the rifles and the bows on and not cause any damage. And then I'd like 2 shelves below it. So I'm using an OSB 1/2 inch for the top because I'm going to cover it. I just need something to give support to the rubber. But then for the 2 shelves below it, I'm going to use probably a 5/8 inch sanded plywood or BMX or something like that, okay? So here it is. I got a top. Now this top comes from Tractor Supply. It's just a rubber cattle mat. They come 4x6. My wife was kind enough just to stop over and buy me one. We threw it on top, and our measurements are pretty much right on, which is great. So this is what it's going to be. Now I did add the 2 middle supports, and there is one under the top too. It's just a 2x4 running across with some big legs in it. Actually, they're spacks, so they're real smooth on the ends. And I just take that bounce out of that middle of that board when you're putting stuff on it. And then I'm just taking screws and I'm screwing down the top, being careful not to screw too deep into the rubber and over screw. And it really goes down nicely. Now there's 2 ways you can put the rubber top on. This one particularly has dots on the other side. Some have lines, and then they have a smooth surface. I chose to go with the smooth surface just so I could slide things on it easier. It makes it a lot more simple to clean too if you're kind of, spray with a, 409 and wipe with a rag kind of person. So that's what I was doing here at this point. I'm just screwing down corners and screwing down midsections. I didn't have to screw in the middle. I've never had to screw in the middle on my other one that I made. It just holds up great just the way it is. Once you get the edges down, these things weigh probably, 50, 60 pounds at least, and they lay pretty good. As far as level goes, it's really, really close to level. The floor came in really nice, so it ended up pretty good. And then as far as the shelves go, like I said, I'll put those in here in a bit and you'll get to see them. The whole goal of this is space. I mean, one of the things I don't like when you go to like a Home Depot or Menards or Lowe's or any of those kind of stores, the workbenches are like maybe 2 feet wide at most, and they're like 4 feet long or 6 feet long. Well, that's great for distance, but it doesn't let you put anything wide on them. It doesn't let multiple people work on different areas of it. Now I put screw heads in that are, I should say, deck screws, and I want them black, so my wife is just touching them up. My son and my daughter climbed down here just to see how it feels. We're putting about probably 110 pounds on it right now, and they're sitting on it, and it's doing really well. My other daughter is outside taping our windows so that when there's cold, drafty winds and stuff, it can't get behind the, what is that? That's the nailer edge of the window when you put in a construction window. So she's sealing those down with what appears to be like a rubberized Vulcan rubber type tape with a reflective surface on it. And I think we're going to do that all the way around the windows. So she's working on that right now, getting that done for us. So that was getting done at the same time. Back to the inside, again, I got some of this BNX sanded plywood. It's 5/8, so it's a little bit stronger than the half. It's pretty rigid, and I just cut it to length and slid it right in there, and it worked perfect. So here I go. The Armory now has a workbench in it, which is fantastic. So you can shoot off the line on it. You can see down here, we're getting some windows framed in too. I don't know if you can see that here. I'm just pine framing those in right now. I've got a couple more on the end to do because I ran out of wood, but I am getting that done too. The range is straight out those windows, which works perfect. The shelving units are up. We're starting to get boxes. Oh, yeah, you can see my reloading bench has been moved in, and my archery table's been moved in where I do all my archery work. It's fantastic to finally have them all in one room. The lights are working perfect. The intercom system works. The alarm system's been put in. We're getting holders up for the arrows, which is excellent. The bows are pretty much hung. We got Wi-Fi in here. I've got power chargers for phones and stuff on the walls, which is excellent. Got the music Bluetooth device in here. It's really starting to come along. These are the two benches. The one with the garbage bag on it is a Dillon press, and then I've got all the storage. The room is really coming along, folks. I appreciate you watching and liking. Continue to follow along and support our channel.